Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, two major actors are having dramatic, heart-stopping exits this week. And honestly, the panic on social media is real right now. Everyone is asking the exact same terrifying question. Are we actually losing Lexie and Chanel? Because let's be real, Chanel is going into a highly dangerous, dramatic labor right now. Is she going to die just like Lexie is dying? I mean, the writers are putting us through the absolute ringer this week. We know for a fact that two people are leaving the canvas, and when you see Chanel fighting for her life in that hospital bed, it is impossible not to assume the worst. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's break down exactly what is happening, because my nerves are completely shot from staring at this screen all day. Let's talk about Chanel first. She is going into labor 3 weeks early, which, okay, 3 weeks early isn't usually a massive disaster in soapland, but this is Chanel. She has breast cancer. She just went through intense chemotherapy. Her body is so incredibly weak right now. And the spoilers hint at some massive, life-threatening complications during this delivery. Johnny is absolutely terrified. He is pacing the halls, freaking out, and honestly, can you blame the guy? He has been trying so hard to be the perfect husband while dealing with all his dad's toxic DiMera garbage. And now the love of his life is bleeding in a hospital bed. Kayla is rushing around telling Paulina and Lonnie they have to leave the room so she can work. It is intense. It is so intense. And here is where my mind goes to a really dark place. Are they going to kill Chanel off? We heard those rumors last year, right? The rumors that the actors playing Johnny and Chanel were fired after the Christmas break. So when I see Chanel having this high-risk delivery, a part of me thinks, oh my God, they are actually going to write her out in a body bag. They are going to let her die just like Lexie. Okay. Maybe that sounded too dramatic. Maybe I am being too harsh on the right. Surely they wouldn't kill off Chanel right after she has a baby, right? That would be too cruel even for days. But honestly, I don't know anymore. I change my mind every 5 minutes. 1 minute I think she survives and they just leave town with baby Quattro, and the next minute I am convinced we are planning another funeral. But speaking of funerals, let's talk about the first confirmed exit. It is Nikki Crawford. Yes, Lexi Carver's heartbreaking, tragic run is coming to an end. Nikki is wrapping up her stint on the show, and her final scenes are going to air on Friday, August 21st. And I just have to rant for a second. What were they thinking? Why did they bring Lexi back from the dead, give Abe and Theo this miraculous reunion, just to rip her away again? It feels so incredibly cruel. Theo and Chad literally had to go down into those creepy, disgusting DiMera tunnels to find her. Theo had to threaten Rita Leskey just to get past her. If you don't get out of the way, I will make you get out of the way. Good for you, Theo. Good for you. But then they find Lexi basically on her deathbed in the basement. The basement where she first got infected. It makes me so mad. So Theo calls Abe, and they finally get Lexi the hell out of that mansion and into Salem University Hospital. Because nobody deserves to die in a DiMera tunnel. And this is where the acting is just going to completely destroy us. James Reynolds and Tyler Joseph Andrews are going to rip our hearts out. Abe is absolutely furious. EJ actually has the nerve, the sheer audacity to show up at the hospital to check on Lexi. And Abe just flips out. He rages at EJ and kicks him out of the room. And honestly, EJ deserves it. EJ hit her down there. EJ played God with Doctor. Rolf's stupid serum. And now Lexi's body is failing. Kayla has to deliver the devastating news that there is nothing more the hospital can do. The serum was a temporary fix. The magic is gone. Those final scenes on Friday are going to be a total tearjerker. Lexi saying her final goodbyes to Abe and Theo. I am already crying just thinking about it. And, you know, we have to talk about Paulina in all of this. Paulina is trying so hard to be there for Abe. She is trying to support him through his grief. But Abe is just completely blinded by his devastation right now. With Lexie on her deathbed, he can't see beyond his own pain. And I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see how long it takes for Paulina and Abe to reunite after Lexie passes, because he is losing the love of his life all over again. And Theo is losing his mom again. Theo is already turning to Stephanie for comfort, which, let's be real, is a total disaster waiting to happen since she just moved out of Alex's place. But that's a whole other myth. Okay, let me pull myself back on track. I am getting carried away with the Carver family trauma because we have to talk about the second major exit this week. And thank God it is not Chanel. It is John Oliver. Yes, the comedian John Oliver is wrapping up his absolutely bizarre, hilarious 3-episode guest stint on the soap. He plays Devlin Saint, John, the chief water inspector of Salem. And honestly, I didn't know how this was going to work, but it has been pure gold. The show has been so incredibly heavy lately with the cancer storyline and the dying Lexie storyline. We desperately needed some comic relief. And Devlin delivered. He really, really did. Devlin has been investigating the Corosil drug tainting the water supply on Smith Island. And he actually uncovered EJ's massive cover-up. So Devlin starts blackmailing EJ, who actually believes a water inspector could take down the CEO of DiMera Enterprise. But he does. And they had that completely ridiculous, comical slap fest. EJ and Devlin literally whacking each other back and forth. It was so clunky and silly, but I loved it. Devlin pushed EJ to his absolute limit. And now Devlin is making his grand exit. His cameo is done. He leaves EJ with a massive, burning problem to deal with. Because now Rafe knows, Kat knows, and the whole Corosil scandal is blowing up in EJ's face right when he is also dealing with Abe's wrath over Lexie. So that is where we are at, you guys. A week of extreme highs and extreme lows. We are saying a permanent, heartbreaking goodbye to Lexi Carver. We are saying a hilarious goodbye to Devlin Saint. John and we are all sitting on the edge of our seats, holding our breath, praying that Chanel and her baby survive this nightmare labor. It fits the show's usual style to mix this heavy medical drama with corporate blackmail and slapstick comedy, but this week feels different. It feels heavier. Maybe because we know the real-life, behind-the-scenes drama with the actor, or maybe because James Reynolds is just acting his absolute heart out. Either way, make sure you have your tissues ready for Friday, because I know I am going to be a complete wreck